Let's draft. Inscription of Abundance. These inscriptions are all very good, and I just rarely get them. The best removal spell green has. 5 mana, instant, +2/+2 in fight. That's all very good. And it's a kicker spell. And then we have Sproutling and Roost of Drakes. And all of those are better than the commons, but the commons are good. Probably Royal Mage, Alliance, and Vanquish in that order. And then below those is the Florahedron. And if we keep going down, we've got Prowling Felidar, Skulker, Stomper, and then everything else is filler. Roost is always first pickable. Yeah, even here I think it would be good, but no, I'm going to go with the Inscription. We might even end in a blue-green deck. You'd go Roost. Is Roost really that good of a thing to build around? I mean, I've played with it. I think it's hard to do better than Inscription, though. Because you can just kill your opponent with this. Just kill him. And this pack is just way worse. We might just have to take Gnarlid Colony. It's too bad that the kicker deck is just a blue-green deck. There's no... I mean, every color has kickers, but there's no room for... Oh, yeah, Feed the Swarm. There's no room for, like, the black-green kicker deck. Or the green-white, or, like, the blue... I don't know. Blue-red kicker deck. Feed the Swarm's good, and black-green is a +1/+1 counter deck, which could be good. Bala Ged Recovery. I really love this one. Well, is it better than Rabid Bite? That's a tough question. And is Rabid Bite better than Deadly Alliance? Recovery gets better when we have better stuff. But I think it's really good with these two. I think we just want more stuff, though. And we're definitely more in green than in black, so I think we want Bite. It's situational, but we're in that situation. I think we're in that situation here. The land is probably the safest pick there, but I just never get these Rabid Bites. Okay, now we have nothing left. It's too early to take Hunger. Yeah, Rabid Bite's good with the Death Touch. I hope we get a couple of those. What's the best card here? I think the Farsight Adept is the best card. But that's not saying much. Or we just cut green. Alright, green seems to be coming a little bit. Yeah, and we're not so committed to black yet. We could take Risen Riptide. What are the good options here? I think Risen Riptide and Geopede are both interesting options. Or even Prowling Felidar. Or the Stomper. God, I don't want the Stomper though. I take the Geopede. Not sure we'll want it though. Colony Ambush versus Ascetic. Both good. I'll take the spell land spell. Florahedron's back. I guess that's a good sign. Keep getting these brutes. I like that a bit better than the Ox, actually. Now what? Maybe Disenchant is the most useful here, potentially. Blight. Just hide Magic Online's shame here that they can't get that art to appear. We're just not going to be in blue. Yeah, blue's not going to come from either direction. So maybe I just should have passed this. But it's already not going to come. It doesn't matter if I pass a last pick blue card. These brutes aren't awful. Oh, hello. I knew I was in the right color the whole time. Ashai is not worth anything. But it's still the pick. It's worth less than a ticket. It's worth more in live Magic, just because of Commander. They might be pushing more Commander on Magic Online. Now that they have Commander Legends, which might have gotten a few people to try it out. Moss Pit Skeleton. We do have a couple ways of giving counters, which is important for this. And we have a couple good black cards. We have one decent red card, but the Brushfire Elemental deck is really hard to get. Unfortunately here, the best card is Into the Royal, which, I don't know, it's kind of too big of a leap to make. Skeleton. Skeleton is totally fine here. Demon's Disciple. Each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Or the Visionary, which is probably the right play here. All right. Several good options. I think we're going to give up on the Ascetic here. We don't necessarily need the Blight Blade. And the Cleric, Lithoform Blight does help make the Cleric a bit better, but it's just a big creature. I'm looking between Gloomhunter and Fortification. And I think Gloomhunter's a bit better here. It's also more possible that the Fortification wheels. It's not going to, but the Gloomhunter does help with our 1/1 counters. Oh, here's an interesting pack. We don't really gain life for much. Putting a 1/1 counter on Snarecaster can be really good. Yeah, grab Snarecaster. Survivor. We're pretty committed to black now. And Splashing Root Grazer doesn't help us a ton. I'll take the Survivor, which is actually quite good with what we have going on. Roiling Regrowth. Yeah. And another Fortification. I don't want to load up on those, even though they can be pretty good. This is a 2-for-1. It's also instant speed landfall, if we cared about that, which we don't. Maybe Scythecat is better. Could add 2 of these elementals, but this is not the draft for it. Ooh, another Blight. Alright, we're in business. Blood Price and Adventure awaits. I think we just want the card draw. Blightblade's back. That is really nice with the fight spells. Hellhound, in case the last pack just blows black out of the water somehow. It could, if we get the Mythic Fireball in red, we might be changing course. Because we don't actually have that much black. We have 1 really good removal spell and 1 really good creature, and then a couple decent add-ons. Gloomhunter might be above average. Mimic, that's not going to do it. Sproutling is great. It just compares Sproutling to the Brute. It's so much better. Except doesn't party as hard. Yeah, let's grab that though, because there's nothing else. Ooh, Luminarch Aspirant. That's worth splashing. That's worth splashing big time. Yeah, with 2 Blights and a Surge. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That's huge. Shadowcat's huge here too. This is the deck for it. I like this deck because we have a lot of early stuff that can also be good late. That's exactly where you want to be. Get the skeleton down on 2, then it comes back and just wins the late game. Florahedron. We do have 1 Blightblade, so that helps out a lot. Ooh, Vanquish, or Broken Wings versus Vanquish the Weak. I'd like to main deck a Broken Wings. But Vanquish the Weak is a little more important, I think. Ah yes, a true survivor. Our mana problems will be completely solved if we take this regrowth. And I'm not even sure we want so many survivors. They're good. It does ramp us. It's harder to get your hands on these. Putting a 1/1 counter on the Gloomhunter is good value. Yeah, let's grab one of these. Here's another tough pick. This is all tough picks. Arbor Mage to win instantly. I think that's good enough here. We don't have a thing like that yet. Ooh, second Shadowcat. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the open deck. Scale, perfect. Aspirant is Citadel Siege. It's 1/2 of Citadel Siege. It's a little harder to kill. Part of the reason Citadel Siege was so good was because of it being an enchantment and impossible to remove. like 90% of the time you do the +1/+1 counter mode cons. Skulker, I don't think we want that. Baloth is probably fine here. Reclaim or Blightblade? Survivor's back. Great. Now with 2 Shadow Cats, that gets pretty good. We've already cut a Mucklord, so I don't need the second one. And wait a second. Constrictor or Survivor? I'm gonna take the Constrictor. We don't have one yet. Yeah, that's a tough one. This deck is missing the beetle that makes insects for each one. Each 1/1 counter we get. If it had that, this would be S-class. Forget these guys. Yeah, this is far from Commander, so we don't have any restrictions on the colors we play. Yeah, Commander's just a deck building constraint for 100 card decks. Well, 99 card decks plus the Commander. Or 101 card decks if your Commander is actually 2 cards, which sometimes it is. And then, it's not just the color of the card, it's the color identity, which also includes mana that you can spend using the creature. So if it's a white card and it has a blue ability, the color identity is blue-white. So you could have a white Commander and blue cards in your deck if the identity was also blue. So that's everything I know about Commander. Because usually I just draft. But I play Commander. So I know a little bit about it. You start at 40 life. Sure. There might be a little more to it than that, but I think that's pretty much it. For instance, if you were around for Battle for Zendikar, there were devoid cards, which say on them they're colorless, but I think their color identity is still the mana you spend for them. So a colorless card that costs blue might have a blue color identity. Pretty sure about that. We have too many cards. We need to cut some. But they're all so good. Let's take out the Brute, the second Brute. And let's build it from the ground up. Oh dear. Take these 2 out because we're going to consider them lands. Maybe we could cut Blood Price. We could also cut Roiling Regrowth, of all things. Skeleton is really good. Got to keep the removal in. Maybe I don't need Blight if I have this much mana fixing. Rapid Bite, Colony's got to stay in. And probably Hagra Constrictor too. Maybe Baloth gets cut. Snarecaster, we don't need that. We're getting close. So what if we just cut some of this stuff? Yeah, half the fun of this game is just learning all the little bits about it, but you'll be learning rules for a long time. Thankfully, most of the rules are just explained on the card, especially for new sets. They've really gotten it down to an art to teach new players what they mean. Of course, you'll need to learn words like, what does menace mean? Oh, well, the reminder text is here. But there's a lot to it, and this is a great channel to brush up. I need a few more cuts, and I also need to take a moment, so bear with me here. Back to business. Yeah, we... yeah. Actually, it's just an MTGO stream. We're just watching a frame of MTGO for the whole time. Maybe I can cut Visionary. Is that crazy? Scythe Cat's probably better than... I need Surge in there. Regrowth, I could take that out. I kind of want to cut Reclaim. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of good stuff if I do all this. Blight, Gloomhunter, Bite. Reclaim, I guess that kind of counts as a land. But then I want to play 18 lands plus it. Florahedron has never been that good. Vanquish. Sproutling is going to be really solid here. It's also a reason to play Reclaim over, not Scaled Heights, over Regrowth. Sack a land. 2 lands onto the battlefield. That only helps Scythe Cat. It doesn't help anything else. I'm also not sure we need the Constrictor. It does make things a lot more annoying to block. But we don't have... You know, we didn't wheel any of the combat tricks for creatures with 1/1 counters, the thing that made them indestructible. Were we fighting someone for this? We might have been fighting a little bit for black, in which case we got lucky to be positioned to be past these Shadow Cats, because they would have taken those, of course. I kind of want Canopy Baloth in this deck, but we don't have room. Visionary. Like, we could just jam-pack this deck full of power rather than value. But a lot of our cards are good enough that the Visionary is a fine card. If you're curving out, this is a good one to keep going. It looks like our 2-drop slot is kind of empty, but it's actually doing okay, since all of these can double. I think I cut the Survivor. 1 Survivor is plenty. I play Visionary instead of Blood Price. Well, the big landfall combos are Baloth, Scythe Cat. But then we have Ashaya, which I guess makes all of our landfall combos a bit better. So there's that too. The Baloth just hits very hard. But no, that's all of it. If we want to maximize our landfall combos, we should just put in the Baloth, which I think makes sense. God, just give this guy a 1/1 counter somehow. Then give it Menace. Go nuts. Pretty good with Rabid Bite, too. Yeah, I think we'll hold off on the Visionary. I do like the Constrictor, just because of how aggressive this deck can be, and how broken it is on an even board. Because your opponent needs 2 chump blockers for every monster. Arbor Mage, I mean, the only reason not to play Constrictor is because we have this Arbor Mage. Ah yes, I do fair and balanced treatments of the facts. And if you don't believe me, check out my YouTube channel, where I cover all the latest dramatic topics in the Magic the Gathering community. Or at least I dabble in such things. I think this is decent. The Aspirant is strong. I wonder if I should play a second Blight over the first Regrowth. Regrowth is great, though. I guess that just depends. Yeah, the second video was more well organized, and I had more information, so there's no need to watch the first video. Although nothing I said in my first video was like contradicted by my second one, because with less information, I'm just less sure of things. So if I'm not going to leap to assumptions without saying that they are assumptions. Yeah, I probably could have been a lawyer, but I mean, so could you. It's really just what you try at, but I think I wouldn't have been... What's the word? I think if I was a lawyer, I would have been... I'd rather be a judge or something, I don't know. Down that path. Because what I wouldn't do well as a lawyer is fight for something that I didn't believe in. Which I guess is some part of being a lawyer. I don't... Here's the difference. I don't want to win. I want to be right. And the judge, yeah, being a judge would be boring for sure. But there's a lot of colorful characters that you'd meet along the way, I'm sure, because you're meeting a lot of people. 14, 8, 1. So I don't ever want to let my pride stand in the way of like what I value or the truth. And of course, as humans, we always do that. Yeah. I did one mock trial thing a long time ago. Yeah, they definitely spice it up on television, don't they? But in this past year, I've been following politics a bit more, as most people have. I mean, record voting turnout and all that. And listening to some politicians speak is like hearing nails on a chalkboard. It's like, how could they say something so... These are supposed to be the best of us. But part of it is because they're not trying to be right. They're trying to win. And that's really annoying to me. Because in my book, you win if you are right, not if you look right. But I guess everyone thinks that's their book. Yeah. Okay. So if this is what we're going with, It's 18 lands, 15 lands plus these two. I think we just want 1 plains, that's plenty. 8 black sources, yeah, looks okay to start with. And then we take out a swamp for reclaim, and then 2 forests for these two. And now we'll count sources and all that kind of good stuff. I have to admit, I really do this by feel. But it's important to consider all of these things, not just the raw numbers of how many of each color you have, but when you need them. So things like Rabid Bite aren't necessarily turn 2 plays, so they're kind of late. Vanquish the Weak, kind of late. Sproutling could be early. So we do have a lot of early stuff. I usually look at turns 1 through 3. Vanquish, I guess you do want to be able to do that on time. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their price. Like, there is a certain evil I'm willing to commit for money if I think that I can do more good with the money I get, if that makes sense. But that's a slippery slope, to be sure, because the ends don't justify the means. The ends include the means. But yeah, I mean, if your evils are like using gasoline, then there's a certain amount of that I'm willing to do to learn and better myself and make money so that I can, like, you know, develop technologies to make gasoline less required. Things like that. Or, you know, get a plane ticket to go to a conference to teach about climate science or something. So there's always a cost to anything, I guess, is the bottom line. I might be willing to cut 1 more green because Blight also helps add these colors. So if we look at all of the ways we can get white, we've got 5 sources. If we look at all the ways we can get black, we've got 8. All the ways we can get green, that's 11. So it's 10, 11. Yeah. But yeah, for things like selling out, I mean, I would like not to ever sell out to my viewers. But, and, you know, even if I do, I would hope to do it in a way that's, like, not lying to my viewers. But yeah, I mean, if someone's like, here's $1 million to promote, you know, Goblet brand dishware or something, I'd be like, all right, I hope it's as good as I imagine it is. Or Arena, sure, yeah, if Wizards paid me to play Arena, I'd totally play it. Easy. I mean, I like MTGO better, but most of the pros probably did when they signed up for their $70,000 contracts to promote Arena. That's the MPL. Goblin Goblet ads. This is taking me years to build, but apparently I need 1 more card in the deck. So where did we go wrong? We said we needed 14, 15, 16, 17. Did I cut a card by accident? Or did I just miscount? In a way, this is the most fun part of Magic, is like building the deck, although it does seem less exciting when we're like ready to go, we're ready to play and try it out. But it makes sense to take a bit more time with it. What should I play here? 14, 15, 16, 7. No, we were supposed to play one more land. Yeah, one more land. Okay, which is going to be... I feel like I have to re-look at everything. 8 black sources. We have so much more green early, don't we? Inscription's kind of late. That's kind of late. That's 8. 9 sources of green on turn 1. 5. No, 10 sources of green on turn 1. 5 black. Let's just add a black. Which I probably thought I did already, but didn't. And can't be too bad for us. Yeah, we might get some hands where all we need is that green source and can't get it, but... Yeah, if I ever sell out to go to Arena, Atlantis will have to come in. I'm a big champion of MTGO, though. I hope people who enter Magic are like, oh, I love this game, but Arena's just, you know, not as true to the card game. Would you like to play first? Would I? Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I think. Keep it. Do we want to reclaim right away? Let's not. The only way this punishes us is if we draw Luminarch Aspirant turn 2, which is 1 in 33. And even then, we wouldn't have drawn it if we did this. But I want to work towards an 8 mana Vastwood Surge, and that means turn 4 wastes if we get the mana. We need one more land here. Does that count? I don't know, but this is, one way or another, this is going to be a big Scythe Cat that gets bounced back to my hand, surely. Come on, land. You can do it. Stalker. Land? Okay. Should I do the correct play or the greedy play here? I think I'm going to do the greedy play. Don't. Shoot. The correct play might have been to attack, hold up regrowth, and guarantee to get in 2 damage. Doesn't give it vigilance. 4/5 attacking. I think we should be okay here, but I really want land. We haven't drawn a single land, have we? These come in tapped, right? Anyway, get that thing going. Let's just clear the board this turn. We've made our land drop. An MTG version of Pot of Greed. they did that. It was called Ancestral Recall. And it's just about as banned as Pot of Greed is. Alright, we've got a little tiny fledgling. That's fun. Five mana this turn. Fight one of their things. Regrowth adds a bit of mana. Or we could reclaim. Up to 6 mana. They're just going to answer the Scythe Cat, which is a little bit of a shame. But nothing in my hand really changes that. Yeah, I think we should use Roiling Regrowth here. There's this. We'll get a white and a green. Take 7. I don't want to use Inscription. I think I'll use Inscription in response to removal to kill potentially the fledgling. They've got a lot of cards going on here. Looks like they're going to bounce the Scythe Cat. Yeah, into the Royal there. Bounce the Scythe Cat. How to counter the fledgling. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fight this with the fledgling in response. Mainly because that thing's killing me a little too quickly. I do get my Scythe Cat back. And potentially I have enough gas here to make it count. But I should have let the mill resolve. No, not the mill, the loot resolve first, so they have less information, but usually doesn't affect things. Okay. Let's reclaim the wastes. Black, green. And play a Scythe Cat. Awkward way of doing it. We could have just done the Scythe Cat and the Constrictor. There's no perfect answer there, though. That might have been more aggressive. Oh yeah, Spoils of Adventure. Do it to it. Draw 3, gain 3 for 5 mana. Main phase, though, I mean, that's a good sign for me. I'm getting there pretty low here, but they just drew a lot of cards. Oh, yikes. Get to play my land. I get to cast this with Kicker. I get to get this guy, and hopefully they don't do 2 damage to the Scythe Cat with a spell. Okay, well, we're in business. If they don't counter Vastwood Surge, they have to deal with a lot of our creatures to survive. You could kill the Constrictor. A lot of blue-white removal, though, doesn't kill things. Healer. Not going to be enough. think I'm playing this pretty well. There have been a lot of decision points, and we'd be a lot lower life if we didn't kill this fledgling. But we would have had the inscription for later, and we might have been able to like make our Scythe Cat big enough and gain some life back that maybe would be ahead. I don't know, but it seems like we've been using our mana pretty efficiently. Okay, so they can block one creature. Oh, they've still got mana. Okay, they can block 2 creatures. Gain 4 life, but it's not going to be enough against the Surge. So if they attack with anything here, yeah, now they can block 1 creature. They're at 13. So our smallest 2 creatures have to beat them. And I think that's totally possible here, because we're going to have trample there. I didn't really count it yet, though. Looks good. That's another 4 to that, so 8. Which you basically have to take. Then you go to 13, and take 12. And then do 4 back. Yeah, they double block the Moss Pit skeleton and survive here. If they see it, which they probably do. That's the line. Go to 1. I mean, they can't cast Onto Inversion here. These are all best of 3s, yeah. And this is like the closest thing to playing a Friday Night Magic, where you go draft with 7 other people, and then you play 3 rounds. One big difference, maybe they have this on Arena now too, is the chess clocks. So you have a 50-minute match, but the time you spend thinking is time that your opponent doesn't have to suffer. Like, it just counts against you. Did they have flyers? Blue-white, they must have flyers. It seems like they didn't have many. Yeah, I've actually been I loved all the Zendikar sets. I love the plane. I mean, it's kind of silly, everything's floating around, but they usually do it well to my taste. I didn't like Fiends of Ikoria. If you want to just check every so often about what's coming out, this is a good site to check. It's colorful. It'll show you what's been spoiled recently. So I guess the latest spoils have been for Commander Legends, but then it's Strixhaven? No, Kaldheim, which must be some kind of Norse or Celtic, or I don't know. Who knows? Snarecaster. God, our deck's good, isn't it? Just cut the Florahedron. Can I afford to go down on land? Also, what is here that's worse than Snarecaster? I don't know. Forget it. I think we don't need the Snarecaster. Okay, we are in it, and we're keeping this gem. An early skeleton. All you want is to get this to go to the graveyard, and then it comes back to the top of your library, so you get a 5/5 whenever you want it. Looks like we're good with mana. Good on that. Solundi Isle. I've seen this card miss a lot. Oh wow, missing out on any Stormcaller value. But it does give them a wizard in play. So that's the big bonus there. I honestly thought this was a landfall trigger, but it's when one or more 1/1 counters goes onto a creature you control. Yeah, the old... I guess it's just a big party deck. They're just partying. They're having fun. Shadow Cat. Good turn for a regrowth. I think I'll pass it to them. This risks the regrowth getting countered, but it also shows them that we have mana up, and I think that's a bigger advantage. Okay, the only way they counter something is if they hold up one blue specifically. I don't care about their life so much. Did they attack with both? No, they want a full party. We can't pick anything off for free. I think here we'll get rid of a forest and get a forest and a plains. Because we have the second swamp. Shadow Cat, we could save that for a turn. I guess I just want to get it into play. The big thing is to represent one green spell. We don't have it in our deck, but it would make sense if we had it in our deck. Instant speed, put a 1/1 counter. Okay. They can activate their Stalker. That only costs 2 for them. No, Raptor. And I doubt they'll get back the Isle. They do have a lot of flyers. Just get back a plains, replay it. Yep. And a healer. Fortunately, my defenses are fine against this so far. And they've tapped out, which makes ambush look good against the Stalker. Or potentially the Raptor. Either way, let's get this guy out there. Start collecting counters, and do we want to ambush that Raptor? They're not going to attack with the Stalker for a while. And I'm doing this now because when they untap, they've got a lot of stuff that might hurt us. They've got a, well, they almost have a full party, but not quite. Not just yet. Oh, Kaladesh was sweet, yeah. I had these little glass beads with like the flat bottom, and I used those as my energy. It was great. Right between your lands and your creatures, and it was pretty easy to count, you know. But I think you're supposed to represent it on paper, but that they made that change after I was playing. Reclaim the Wastes, which we get back with Sproutling eventually. Or, oh, maybe we are supposed to do that. Or we could get one land and then get it back with the Sproutling on the same turn. The vehicles, Duke. Okay, swamp, landfall. We don't need to do this now. But we can attack with the Scythe Cat. Probably won't die here. If it does, we draw a card. I think they'll just take it. And what's that? 7? So next turn we could do double reclaim, kicked, and Shadow Cat. So when our 5/4 dies, we get it back. I think they're winning this game. This is going to be tough. 6 mana? Steal a creature? Oh, Geyser Mage. Bounce the Scythe Cat. Yeah. Oh well. Few attacks from them. They have the Wizard to attack with. That's about it. Yeah, we need that reach creature, I think. The skeleton is really not doing much against a 1/4. I could have just saved it, but it did prevent that thing from attacking. Okay. They've got no cards left. So, do we kill the Stalker? Anything super cool for Thanksgiving? We've been making meals all throughout the week. There's just 2 of us here, so we are socially distanced, which is great. I mean, we had a steak and sweet potatoes and asparagus so far, and tomorrow we're doing like a bird and some other stuff. It's also lovely weather right now. I love this. It's been like raining for 2 days straight, which I love. But yeah, we can't do everything here. I really want to kill that Stalker sooner rather than later. It's also their only rogue. A bird, well, yeah, just some bird we found. We're doing a chicken because a turkey's probably too big. Sigh. Sort of allergic. Yeah, well, yeah, sweet potatoes aren't my favorite, but they're traditional and they're pretty good. Oh, shoot, I didn't want to play that. I think I would have ended up playing it because now we can hold up Shadow Cat. Anyway, kill that Stalker. Later, Otto, thanks for stopping by and the follow, and catch you later, hopefully. Yeah, no attacks. Oh, I can just sacrifice the skeleton. I'll probably do that here. And that would put the skeleton on top of my deck. Is that what we want? Because we get the counter and then the skeleton. Oh, combo. Fledgling, great. Not the worst. Not the worst. Okay, yeah, let's put that on top. Now, we've got 8 mana, 9 mana available. What if we... Okay. We could cast another Shadow Cat. Suicide our first one in there. This is tough. Or just get our Scythe Cat going. I think the Scythe Cat's a little more important. No attack with the Shadow Cat. It's just too easy. I mean, they have to lose no, they only have to lose one creature if they want to lose their Celebrant. Oh no. They're killing us quick. Pretty soon we can hit hard, but not yet. Get that landfall. Because we've got to attack hard this turn. Now. What are we doing? They've got... Well, that's 5 damage next turn if they do that. If they get a land. We need 4 blockers back, so I think I just have to attack with Skeleton and maybe Scythe Cat. And then what if they block nothing? They draw land. We block 3 things. This way they have to lose something. You know, I'm going to do this. Okay. Oh, this is great. Yeah. I love trading here because we draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's great. Let's see what we get. Gnarlid Colony. Dang, okay. Okay. Could still be dead here, but we're not dead on board. They did block basically all the damage. And if they don't draw land, we basically need them not to draw land this turn or next turn. Because we need at least 2 turns to kill them. What would even help? I mean, we have some fight spells, Rabid Bite, Inscription of Abundance, Scaled Heights, Arbor Mage, I don't think kills them here. They've got and Vanquish the Weak. So we have a lot of good outs into the Royal. Oh, interesting. Does that get them a land? It does. Oh no. Oh no. But we do have ground blockers. 2 life. 1 life, rather, because that's a 5 power creature. Vastwood Surge. Get our land out there. 8, 9, 10. Just cast this. So we need to kill them right quick. I mean, that's close, but not quite good enough. It's 23 exactly, and they can just block some. So it's possible I should have drawn cards here. Using the Shadow Cat. Hello, Bezurio. Into the Royal was such a good draw for them. Because they needed to draw land or something to draw a card. And they bounced a creature with 4 counters, which would have been 6 counters. Even land wouldn't have won it for them because we were drawing Vastwood Surge, and that would have killed them it would have done 6 more damage to them this turn. But let's see what we would have drawn. Hello? Jeez, if they already go to sideboarding, I can't draw cards, I think. Well, anyway, we do need the Snarecaster. I still don't know what to take out for it. We're going to be on the play. Maybe it's better than Arbor Mage. Yeah, play first. Looks good. This might be where we need to use Reclaim first, or sooner rather than later. Match 1, Game 2. This is Game 3. Why? Actually, better yet, let's do Blightblade this turn. But we might have to use Reclaim next turn to try. Well, we need to get to 5 mana too. But this won't help us get to 5, it only helps get to 6. We drew the land. That gets up to 4. Oh gosh, I would never bet on 50-50 odds that I win a draft. Although once you see a deck, you might change that. I think we save it because we have 2 turns to draw land and we have nothing else to do on turn 4. So if we didn't draw land this turn, of course I'd do it, but I have the land that I need this turn. That's pretty good too. I definitely don't mind trading with their healer. And I don't know if they're going to get a cleric right away. Maybe I should have held that back. If they get a cleric this turn, it looks bad. Yep, they do. Oh, gross. Dang it. I shouldn't have attacked with the Blightblade. Gosh, dang it. Yeah, we can vanquish anytime. I'm not too worried about that. Let's at least get another black, but probably another green as well. Alright. Alright, I shouldn't have attacked. But we do have some good answers here. I also don't really need to worry about the Celebrant. Yes, I need to worry about the Celebrant. I just kill the healer, actually. Just kill the healer instead. It's coming in. But that's like all we can do. Try not to let them get too many cats. 18. It's an instant. They're just going to take it all. But we'll gain 6 life. Oh god, Inscription is so good. Oh, it's ridiculously good. I should let them make a mistake here, though. So I'm going to attack. They can hit us back for 2, but we're gaining 6. Doop, doop, doop. Cast. 1/1 counter. Target player gains X life. Target creature you control. Target creature they control. 1, 2. I've never actually resolved this before. Nice. All right, switch life totals. Seems good. And we're going to get a ton of value out of this Sproutling. So hopefully that's enough to win a long game, but we'll see. Ooh, Wizard. As long as they don't bounce my Scythe Cat for a couple turns. Healer, and they do have the Cleric. Maybe I should kill the Cleric then. No, I can just block the Healer. That's all fine. And I don't need to worry about the Wizard quite yet. Not quite yet. I also don't need to reclaim that yet. I could. But I have lands, so I don't need to play reclaim again. 7's plenty. And we'll have a 5/5 on defense. We're at 22 life. So they really want to bounce the Scythe Cat, but if they want to get their lifelink damage in here, they've got to bounce the Skeleton. And they don't have kicker for it. Yep, they are on defense. Ooh. That is especially good, because now whatever happens, I get something. So we attack with both of these, which is practically lethal. Sounds good. If they give it -4 power, this is a good block. If they give something +2/+2, this is a good block. Protection from green, this is a fine block. So I think the order's fine here. 4. And if they have a damage spell to do so many damage to this, I can just vanquish. Allied Assault. Oh. Let's see what they get rid of. I don't want to let Assault resolve. Cleric, Cleric, Wizard. So if I killed the Wizard here, it would just be +1/+1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but that would hurt that. If I vanquish, it's 5, and they don't get lifelink. So I think I have to kill one of these, not the Wizard. And I think I kill the Celebrant, otherwise it's 6, 7. So yeah, I do the most damage here by vanquishing the Celebrant. Hopefully they don't have another +2/+2. So they get 4, we get 8 in, they lose their whole board. Wins the match, okay. Keep, his hand's fine. Doesn't look like much, but this is also not done much in our deck, but we have plenty of fixing for it. It's just not an early play, which is fine, because if you play it early, it just gets killed anyway. It's very easy to kill a 2-drop. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I will get planes because it gives us the flexibility in the next few turns. And if we wait until turn 5 to play it, like, we still can't get the thing we need. So what's this going to be? It's black-white. I could play Arbor Mage, but that doesn't help me too much. I might just play the Aspirant here. Aspirant into Shadowcat looks pretty good, huh? There's also an advantage to holding off on playing Arbor Mage, of course. Now, there's a few black spells that can kill this here. Any black common can kill it, so hopefully they don't have any black commons in their deck. Warrior Wizard. So now they could pay 3 to kill it. So we're still dead to any black common. Oh, Warrior Wizard Rogue. Well, they can get a land. Because, yeah, I don't particularly need any of those. They get rid of the swamp, unfortunately. Yeah. Phew. Okay, they attack with a wizard. They didn't kill my... Oh, they didn't kill that, so that's bonus here. Now then, Shadowcat time? Aspirant not long for this world. It never is. Never is. I think we do Shadowcat, and then we put a counter on it with Aspirant. And that's almost impossible for them to disrupt fully. We could have attacked with Aspirant first. Whatever. I'm not thinking like a pro here. I'm just thinking until my next sip of tea. Okay. I'm not sure I would have done that anyway, but it might have been, it certainly was worth considering. Oh, Nahiri's Binding. So I can still draw a card when one of my creatures dies, but I can't activate this. Be real careful here if they attack with these experts and whatnot. They're not bluffing it. Yeah, so they had the white removal, which does nothing against the Aspirant, but it does something against the Shadowcat. It takes away a 4/4, and so on and so forth. A tough one. It also gives us a free thing to ambush something with. Yeah, tea isn't about a beverage with caffeine in it. Tea is a mindset. It's also a meal from 4 to 5 p.m. in the British tradition. So you can join someone for tea and have bickies and water instead. Or coffee if you're really struggling with your... whatever that means you're struggling with. Never mind. Play a forest and scale the heights here. Yeah. Yeah, caffeine's good. Oh, I haven't gone to combat yet. So what I can do... well, I can make this a 4/4. Okay. I think I'm just going to make my Aspirant a 4/4. Hope they never kill it. And then hold up all this nonsense. And then next turn I can do a 4/4 Gloom Hunter. This is a tough board to play against if they don't have spot removal, because we've got all our big powerhouse rares and they've got a couple commons. Always respect the burglar rat, though. That did hurt. This thing's coming in, huh? Don't you realize that it's smaller than my thing? So they have an onboard trick, but if they tap out, it's just over. Game over, man. So let's do the ambush. And I could have actually traded my Shadow Cat with it, but I actually like the Shadow Cat's ability to stay in play. Unclear what's right there. Now, oh, I messed it up. No, it's fine. Oh, see ya, MT. Lunch, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Yeah, this is fine. So we got a big monster there. This is an irresistibly big monster as well. And I'll play all my lands because I like running into Mind Drain. Yeah, so they wasted their whole turn there and lost one of their stronger creatures. I know, somehow it's alive. It made itself big enough to sustain itself. A self-sustaining aspirant. This deck would have been so clutch with well, like a white-black counters deck is kind of interesting with the aspirant. It's a great splash in this deck. It's a cleric too. I guess it's just a really good cleric card. But there's overlap between the black-green deck and the white-black deck, which is always fun to see. We have an answer to the healer. We also have Reclaim in the graveyard for Sproutling. All creatures able to block Aspirant do so. That would be fun. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to be able to kill 2. I think it's time. Almost anything they can do for 2 mana, I can disrupt with Vanquish the Weak. Almost. Rogue, Warrior, Cleric. It gets... okay. Take it. Now it's not attacking anymore, so they still can't do much. I don't want to do Arbor Mage. But I'm happy enough doing Sproutling here. Cool. Your turn. They want their full party nonsense. They don't have a second cleric, so this doesn't get 1/1s on its own. And they really just have nothing that attacks in here, except healer if they want to spend 5 mana. They do have the +3/+3 to 2 target creatures, which is the scariest thing. But when we're at 20 life, it's not as scary. They do have Mind Drain. Yes, they do. So why don't we get rid of Arbor Mage and Reclaim. And that gained them a life. Cool. So we do have Vanquish left over to destroy that healer. So the Sproutling protected the Vanquish. And to some extent itself. And it also gives us another 4/4 attacker with the Aspirant. I mean, they're just super dead here. They did gain a life there, which is handy for them. Scythe Cat. All right. Okay. They've got plenty of mana, and I am willing to spring all of this on them. I might not... If they just chump the Sproutling and then go in on the Aspirant, I guess they can't do that. Oh. Sure. Oh, my bad. Yeah, so we label the healer first. But they're just chumping here then. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any deliberate accents. Is it game 1? Get your chat to work. The chat can exist during sideboarding, but only if you do something that I didn't do. It doesn't always exist. Yeah, I think we're fine here. I mean, Luminarch Aspirant is stupid good. If somehow you could get like 2 or 3 of these in a limited deck, the power you're... What is going on? The power you're assembling there is really incredible. That's a keep. Oh, I hope they don't kill our Florahedron. But ramping into a turn 3 Baloth is too enticing. We've got to go for it. How are we doing with the chat here? So I'm pretty sure this is game 3. Because, you know, 5 minutes each, 6, 8, yeah, okay. So next turn we get Baloth, and then Reclaim to make sure we're hitting our land drops. They might just kill it, but most of the ways they'd have of killing it... Yeah, I just checked it. It is game 2 here. And it is possible to lose track of what game it is, but I don't think I've done that here. They are just waiting here, which is kind of fun. I'll probably reclaim after combat. I'm tempted to attack in with Florahedron. Because what could go wrong? Nothing really could go wrong here. They can't counter our spell. I'm just going to reclaim the wastes, I think. Take 7? They've got to have something. Smite. That smite do it. Yep, that'll do it. Does that change things? I think it definitely changes things. But if we want to do Sproutling first, we could reclaim this turn. I think we do reclaim here. They don't have any pressure on us. They might mind drain us. And this gives us some flexibility for next turn. Just make sure we hit our land drop every turn. What would we discard to mind drain? Swamp? Scale, maybe. Turn 5. Oh, yeah, big Felidar. You'd play the Scary Cat there? Yeah. Now I need a 3/3, so next turn I can inscript. So I can inscribe. Seven. We've got access to about 7 mana here if we wanted to use Shadow Cat. To do that, because we have all our mana up, We can definitely make it work. Oh, wait, we have even more mana. Hold on. We could put the counter on the Shadow Cat, which might be good. No, we can't. We've already played one land. So we'd have to put the counter on Florahedron, then we can play Shadow Cat. Alternatively, we could play the Sproutling and get this back. And that would still help kill the Felidar. Either way, it helps kill the Felidar. I think we're going to do Scale first. There's no way they kill it in response. It does make it a nice chump blocker for later. And then we play this guy. Yeah, they might lock it down again. We're certainly taking 3 or 4 damage, but the Inscription can kill a 4/5 with a 3/3. Oh boy. Ooh, an Ox. And a land. Not that they really need to tap my creature, but it's fine if they do. Now I have to dodge a +2/+2 pump spell, which we haven't seen from them yet. Vanquish. Well, nothing's weak enough to vanquish. That's for sure. Gotta try it. Anyway, if they do make it bigger, at least we draw a card, but I think we have to try it here. Boop, boop, boop. Cast. 1/1 counters. I gain the life, and then this creature fights that Felidar. Yes. And then attack? I guess not. Card's too important to us. I could have attacked. Well, no. Attacking first also messes up if they double block. It's the same thing as attacking after. Okay. Tap down my poor cat. Woe is me. I could trade in the Florahedron for a chump block and a card. Interesting. Interesting. Should I sacrifice my Florahedron? The Sproutling gets, yeah, it gets the Inscription. Well, obviously I don't give the Sproutling up. The only question here is if I draw a card, so I can discard something worse than Vanquish the Weak. But I think my 2/2 is worth more than it right now. Oh, Skeleton. Oh. That's not a bad card to mill there. Not bad at all. So basically we could draw the Skeleton with Shadow Cat. Oh, come on. What is it, discard it? Yeah. Okay, so I think we discard the Skeleton again anyway, since our creature would necessarily die here. We draw the card first. Oh, nice. Yeah, I want that. And then they only have one creature in their party, so I can show them the swamp. Protect that Sproutling. Come on. Well, I'm glad I didn't do it earlier, I guess. They still get to attack for 4. Here we go. Huh. Okay. Let's play this guy first. And yeah, this stupid Florahedron. That's what it gets for its art never appearing. And if they try to do another expert, we can sack our skeleton or whatever to protect Sproutling. Okay, you can do 5. I mean, I'm winning this race, by the way. Even Ondu Inversion draws me 2 cards. Like, there's no good way out of this for them. No good way. Yeah. This keeps getting better and better for them. We're going to do Inscription here. I feel like that's slightly better. We're representing 13 damage here. Nice. All right, 2-0. We are moving on to the finals. Gray Shoe. This can't be a keep. It doesn't have any redeeming qualities. This is a keep. And what do we put back? So planning out our first few turns, we need the ambush. We need the blight. We need Aspirant. Shadowcat and Abundance are all better than that, so I think we throw back Vanquish the Weak. Yeah, had to throw back a good one, but this is a powerful hand. And Blight is... oh wow. Blight is basically required for Aspirant. Oh wow. I think we can get away with this rather than Blight this turn. Maybe next turn. Yeah, I'll do it this turn. Let's see what we get attacking. I'll do it instead of Survivor. Now we want to give up our green source. Nice! Well, the only thing better there would have been drawing a green. Okay. Uh-huh. I'll give it to itself. I think they've basically F6'd here, and I don't want a 1 damage spell to finish off Aspirant. Yeah, the Sorcerer, good lord. Let's kill that. How about we kill that one? This is how We kill it. We attack with the survivor and the skeleton, not the aspirant, because that can actually mess us up here. And then we fight here before blocks to get 1 extra damage in. If they have a very specific white card, they could kill the aspirant. Ooh, that's not good. Lerp. Okay. If they have that card, they get to kill everything. But yeah. Fair play. Fair play. As long as they don't have 2 things, I think we're fine. Hellion, huh? That just destroyed us. Fortunately, we can get infinite 5/5s. I know, what the heck. Let's go ahead and play a Shadow Cat. Put a counter on that. And then put that on top. Go! So now if they go to kill the aspirant, we can sack it, which is pretty neat. I'd love to keep it in play. Resolute Strike, huh? Okay. Nighthawk Scavenger. Yikes. 3 card types in my graveyard. We are getting slaughtered here. They must have another pump spell. Right? Jeez, what do they have? I don't know, but we're going to sack the aspirant here, which they know we're going to do. We'll probably lose our Shadow Cat here anyway. Practice tech. No, you're kidding. Rogue, wizard. Yeah. Okay. Stupid. We're so over. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's play the Scythe Cat first. Your turn. We do have some removal in our deck that would work against this. I guess I was a little premature on the inscription. I just didn't want the sorcerer to get any value. Well, big. A lot of help that gave us. Okay, well, we're kind of alive, right? And we die in the air. No life gain, no nothing. I think we just... Yeah, well... it seems like their mana is a little too good, huh? They got a little too lucky on their mana that game, given how many double mana costs of each thing they had. But if you have cards that powerful, you gotta use them. Yeah, well, let's see. Keep it. They didn't actually ever deal with our aspirant too. They just outclassed it, which is impressive. We need to draw white off the top, or a skeleton off the top, or something. Something good. It's kind of like drawing white off the top. Kind of. Sellsword. let's do a Sproutling next turn instead of the Aspirant this turn. Dang it. So what are we going to do? I think we're going to kill a forest and get 2 forests into play. Sucks. We have no good answer. To the Sellsword. I guess the Sproutling kind of counts. Now they have an answer to the Sproutling. Pressure point, yeah. So they're getting in some early damage, and that could be really scary because of their reach. But against a worse deck, this wouldn't be so bad because our late game looks good still. And pretty soon we're going to catch up with what they have. Nice land. Acquisitions expert, look at 2, take 1. Show them those 2. They only get 1. They take the reclaim, which is fair enough. I think I still have to pump itself up, in which case we're just going to race him. 5, 6, 7, we're close to a surge. I could have pumped something else up. They've got so many ways to kill this, potentially. Yeah, you got it. And they have a really good chump block for the Baloth, if that becomes a 10-7. Interesting. Shadow Cat, land, and then the Charger, which they can pump up to kill an Aspirant. Why don't we pump up this guy? Come in for a little bit. Yeah, we might lose a lot of good stuff here. No, they're just going to chump. Come on. Attack with that. Can I afford to take it? I think Aspirant is done enough. Let's just trade off, because now it'll draw a card. Nice. Oh, that's really scary for them. 2 damage to each opponent, fine. It doesn't do enough here, though. Land is good. Okay, that's what I needed. That means Vastwood Surge. We got a swamp. We got another swamp. You... Yes! Okay. Yeah, nice. I guess they didn't need to concede there, but they lose all their creatures, and that's kind of hard to beat. How about the Mucklord? I don't know. The deck seems fine. We just need to play well, draw well, keep it. Yeah, we're going to play ambush out first. No, maybe not. Okay. Swamp first. So do blight on a forest. Kind of glad we can save the ambush. And then we can maybe sacrifice the blighted land to get our plains. Just a little bug catcher, no need to be alarmed. Cool. Probably vanquish this next turn, we'll see. The Natural. Null Priest of Oblivion, great. Just what I want to see. No Ashaya. Yeah, where's the Ashaya? Null Priest must die. It doesn't need to die immediately. I want something to trade with the bug catcher. I don't just want to take another 5 or 6 damage here. Yeah, 3 decent options there. Regrowth, oh god, full party. Nuts. I think we have to kill the Rock Slide Sorcerer. Null Priest is fine. I mean, Null Priest doesn't do much at all. But I better kill that sooner rather than later. I might want the ambush. Vanquish you. If they can get that back, that's scary. I need land. Next turn I'm going to need land, so I'm going to do that. So we'll have 5. So we can do Aspirant plus something, so that's what, 2? We have to give it one of these. Let's get rid of plains and colony. Okay, this is starting to look okay. Scythe Cat, Plains, Aspirant, Combat, get pumped up. Ugh. Stupid acquisitions expert. You've got a big monster over there. Kill the Aspirant. Swing in for 2. Baloth do anything? No. I'll put a counter on itself and pass. And now I think before I block a Akum Warrior, they just don't attack here, I think. Oh, right on. Okay. Let's sacrifice the forest with the blight on it and get 2 black. And get our free block in there. Baloth. We might be okay here. I do want this extra land to make my Scythe Cat big enough to block the warrior. We are not on offense, though. That's true, certainly. No attacks. Yes. Right back at you. Save this swamp for when it might actually be important. Okay, Celebrant doesn't change too much, just means we're definitely not going to win the race. 4, 7, okay. Just don't counter this, please. One of each. We've got 2 of the cats left in our deck. I'd be tempted to attack with the Baloth here. But maybe I attack with the Scythe Cat, huh? I'd rather kill a creature. Block with your expert. Yeah. While it's huge. Skitter Sneak. Oh, we're there. No attacks from... So we basically can't attack them anymore again. Rabid Bite. I've got to save that. Yeah, for sure I have to save it. I have to save that for their big flying monster. But yeah, I don't think they can attack into this either, unless they've found a trick. Play it. Play your big monster. Hellion. They've got a Nighthawk, a Vampire Nighthawk thing. McKindy Mesas, that's the one that gives +2/+2 to all their things? Great. That's fun. So maybe I can't wait here. Oh, all right. Maybe I can't wait. Just got to Rabid Bite the Skitter Sneak. I think we're just dead. Felidar Retreat. Everyone gets +1/+1. No. They're making another cat beast this turn. So we need to draw something pretty good. That's really good. That qualifies. And the land only affects the Scythe Cat's size, which doesn't matter here. Huh. Kargan War Leader. So they're going to wait one more turn, it looks like. Or maybe just play a land for the retreat. Do they even have any? They do have a warrior. For what it's worth. Cool. Counts as a nice little land for us. Now I want to gain some life, but we've got to think about this. That's guaranteed 4 damage, let's say. It's 10 damage if they draw land. We already lost the Arbor Mage. And we already used... Oh no, we could get the Arbor Mage back. Interesting. Surge. I can't risk attacking here. I need the extra blocker in the Gloom Hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I will play the land here. Looks weird, but I think it's worth it. We could be dead. But I don't want to lose to Stampede plus land, which we do. 1/1 counter on each creature you control? Holy mess. I'm down a game here, right? Or is this game 3? Down in time by 7 minutes. Oh, I did win a game. Oh, so this is game 3. Okay, so I've got plenty of time for 1 game. It seems pretty close. We just need like Menace or Trample, and then we might be in pretty good shape. They're calculating. They've got 1 unknown in their hand. And it might just be a land, and they're wondering what to do with retreat, whether to go to attack us next turn. We have a couple ways of pumping up the... Yes! Oh, rock on! So that's a land... Every creature's a landfall trigger. I don't think we have a way of getting Aspirant back from the graveyard. So we can use white. That's our landfall trigger. Is that a pump spell from their side? Who knows? They don't have any trample. Gnarlid Colony's dead. That's another one we could potentially get back from our graveyard. I think it's worth risking attacking with Gloomhunter now, because we line up pretty well with their creatures. And we've just got to do something. Maybe they can kill it in the air. All right, 33-9. Let's go. Land. Do you want a 2/2? I hope they want a 2/2, because if they put counters on their creatures, it means an attack is more likely. Thankfully, a lot of my creatures are too big. They are making a cat. Gains them a life. All right, all right. Almost anything we draw is really good. Hopefully this resolves. Yes! Okay, okay, okay. That's a creature. That's good. Gets that landfall trigger. Getting some more of that life. But I'm still not ready to lose a survivor to draw card. Yeah, the Scythe Cat's gonna come soon. Yeah. I also can't take forever to think about it. I can take some time, though. Yes! Okay. That might help a lot. Feed the swarm. We could kill retreat. Oh, no. Okay. Now that we're at 15, I think we can really start attacking. Maybe just with the Scythe Cat. Kill retreat. I don't know if retreat's going to get much better for them. I might just want to kill a critter. Retreat shuts down their engine. Well, I get that much of it. Well, it also stops all their stuff from getting 1/1 counters. So I think you're right. It's hard, yeah, it's hard to find a better thing to kill than that. And it only takes 2 life, but prevents a lot of damage. Canyon Jerboa. Yep. Yep. They've got to kill us this turn. This is it. Yes! That was nuts! Everyone who voted yes on whether I would win this draft gets 10 chat points, 10 channel points. Good lord. We would have had the Constrictor next turn as well. Everyone else gets 10 points too, just by being here. Because I think that's how channel points work. I don't actually control who gets them. So, yeah. I mean, we had him dead next turn. Thank God they didn't kill this Gloom Hunter, though, because it just pulled us far enough ahead that they couldn't kill us on any given turn. So we had to be really careful about what we attacked with there. And we just scraped by. We just got to our good stuff before they did. They didn't have... So what screwed us up... We actually dealt with some of the most important stuff early, but what screwed us up was like combat tricks and like good combinations of cards, not spot removal in the game we lost. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for watching and being here, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye.